We went 2-0 up. Basically, we controlled the game. The ref was just giving everything for them. All of a sudden, they get a good header, good flick, which I couldn't see it.
I just love playing it. If that's all you think about constantly.
Football is a different thing to different people. To some folks, it's simply entertainment. But the guys that make the laws do not agree with this. Guess what? To them, football is basically business. Well, this means if a move on the pitch isn't business-like, it should be left on the streets or confined to training grounds. And to ensure this is the case, quite a number of football skills have been banned. From the rainbow flick to the head stall, these are 13 skills banned in football. First in this video is the running knee lock. But just before we find out why you can't do it in official matches, kindly smash the like and share buttons. Also, if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel.
He's one of the best players that the club's ever had. So being a Thornton Heath lad as well, you know, a lot of kids from Thornton Heath love that.
Not every football enthusiast has seen a player do the running knee lock. However, if you have seen any player do it, you definitely know how unserious it looks. This skill involves trapping the ball between your knees and running. It looks harmless. However, as harmless as it seems, it can be really annoying and could tempt players to commit fouls that they never intended to do. Or you could say that this skill doesn't break any basic football rule. Well, if this is your argument, you probably have a point. However, in the grand scheme of things, trapping the ball between the knees and running can be likened to actually handling the ball with your hands. Not everyone might agree with this. However, it gives attacking opponents an unnecessary advantage. The running knee lock can be done without any tool, but this next banned skill can only be done by a player with a shirt on. If you think the running knee lock is the most annoying skill in football, then you know next to nothing about the shirt trap. This skill is just as annoying and surely has no place in an official football match. Although trapping the ball with your shirt and moving around with it in a match might be considered a show of creativity, FIFA doesn't quite see it that way. FIFA sees your shirt as an extension of your hands in a football match, so the next time you think of trapping the ball under your shirt and running with it, you might want to think twice, as the repercussion might just be as bad as you literally picking up the ball with your hands and running with it. Although the shirt trap is considered disrespectful, not every banned skill is seen that way.
He just wanted them to score. That's basically it. So hopefully we don't have that ref anymore. He's useless.
The back pass. Passing to the back in the middle of a match is a part of football. It is done to keep possession, and there's absolutely no problem with it. But sometimes merely passing back isn't good enough to keep possession. You might have to go all the way back to the keeper. This is by itself okay. However, it becomes a problem when the keeper handles the ball with his hand after a back pass. All right, you already know this. Well, since it became a bad move for keepers to handle the ball with their hands after a back pass, players stopped passing the ball with their feet and began passing with their heads. This seemed okay until certain players had to get on all fours because they wanted to pass the ball. Of course, FIFA noticed, but nothing happened. But if you think that was crazy, another player turned football into another sport when he decided to lift the ball with his feet and head to the goalkeeper. With this, FIFA felt things had gone too far and banned any move which involved lifting the ball with the leg and handing it to the keeper so the goalie could handle it with their hands. This move slows down the flow of the game but isn't really that dangerous. Sadly, we can't say the same thing about heading the ball while running on the pitch. The seal dribble. Being able to head the ball continuously while on the run is a great skill and could come in handy as a match winner. Sadly, as beautiful as the skill is, it can't be used in an actual match. You can enjoy it in training and maybe while on the street. However, you actually risk getting a card if you try in a real match. But how do things get so bad? Well, some years after Brazil won the 2002 World Cup, a certain player was destroying opponents in the South American nation by simply heading the ball and running across the field. Well, one day, an opponent felt threatened and fouled him intentionally. There are no records of him being badly injured, but his opponent was out of the game for 4 months. And with this, FIFA felt they had enough. Although this move was beautiful, it disrespected opponents. So, in an attempt to prevent players from being disrespected and from getting unnecessary hard tackles, FIFA put an end to this skill in regular matches. This ban led to debates across Brazil, but the next move was so out of place that no one complained after it was banned.
Eu tô alguns aninhos aqui na seleção já, né? Então é diferente, né? Claro que eu assumi a braçadeira agora há pouco tempo, mas foi o que eu falei das outras convocações, né? Cada um tem a sua forma de liderança, né? Não é porque eu uso a faixa de capitão, né? Só eu vou falar, só eu vou citar, só eu vou dar exemplo. Então não, acho que cada um tem o seu papel dentro da seleção e a gente sabe muito bem disso, né? E claro que eu me sinto orgulhoso, me sinto feliz por ser um líder hoje da seleção, né? De várias formas, tanto
The donkey free kick. When executed properly, this can result in 5 goals out of 5 chances. It's so good it brings to mind memories of scenes in Sheolin soccer. The first time this move was seen was in a match between Everton and Coventry. A player scored a great goal with this skill. This goal perhaps wouldn't have been scored if the players had tried and missed, but it was absolutely impossible to stop. FIFA did not think this was fair, so they stepped in and put an end to this move. This clearly means we wouldn't be seeing any of such moves on our TV screens. Not everyone is happy with this, as it can completely change a game, but we can't say the same about the next stall, which seems like a complete waste of time. Football might be fun and entertaining, nonetheless, it is actually as serious as any event can be, and as much as people are interested in being entertained, some moves that are not result-oriented might simply be considered a waste of time. The next stall is one of them. This move simply involves hitting the ball into the air and balancing it on your neck. This skill takes time to master. Sadly, regardless of how much time you put in, it can't be used in an official match. Maybe it could come in handy in an exhibition, but it can earn you a yellow card when used in a match for several reasons. One of them is because it's a waste of time, just like the rainbow flick. We'll see more of this in a moment, but in the meantime, please subscribe to this channel and we'd really appreciate it. Speaking of time wasting, so many people develop skills just because they want to waste other people's time. But this isn't the case here. Sometimes time wasting is so blatant that no skill is needed to execute it, as it is a skill in itself. Now, the ability to use the time-wasting trick in a match comes in handy when a team is winning and time is running out. Unfortunately, the story is entirely different when a team is losing. FIFA knows just how irritating it can be when the winning team does something stupid, and to avoid any ugly situations that could happen, it has banned this skill. Well, if you think you want to try out this trick in a match, you could earn a yellow card. Time wasting doesn't seem harmful, but we can't say the same thing about diving. On the surface, it might not seem like diving is a skill. Come to think of it, anyone can hit the floor when they feel like it. But as simple as hitting the floor is, doing it definitely requires a lot of work. It takes hours of practice to actually master diving on the pitch. Well, back in the day, spending time to master this skill paid off. But things are different now. Diving is simply seen as cheating, and a player could be carded when caught diving. This is quite understandable. However, in an era where players put their bodies on the line to ensure their team wins, not many people think low headers should be banned. Since they became a thing, low headers have come in handy in helping players score goals that seemed impossible to score. And beyond the goals, they had also helped defenders keep their team from conceding. Interestingly, as passionate as the skill may seem, it is not the safest football skill on the planet. As a matter of fact, it can lead to career-ending injuries. This isn't something FIFA wants, so this skill has been banned. Although players sometimes execute it in the absence of a duel, if there is a chance of a duel, a player attempting a low header can be carded. It's simply out of place because of a player's health. But some skills are banned to ensure fairness, and Neymar's penalty style is one. Being the Brazilian that he is, Neymar Jr. has a lot of skills up his sleeves. This is cool, but not all his skills are cool, and chief among them is the trick of waiting for the goalkeeper to move before hitting the ball. Of course, this always results in goals, but he can't do it anymore because it just is unfair to the goalkeepers. Nonetheless, keepers can also have their way in penalties. As much as the result of a penalty is dependent heavily on the player, goalies can influence things by playing mind games. This doesn't seem like a big deal, but it has affected the outcome of several matches, and it is the one thing Argentina's Martinez has taken advantage of. Luckily, it helped him win the World Cup before getting banned. Well, the days of penalty mind games are over, and other keepers hoping to win at least one tournament with this skill have to think of some other trick. The head stall. Speaking of banning a skill because it's unfair, this skill is one skill we may never see on the pitch unless a player is keen on getting a yellow card. It takes a lot to master this skill. However, it is just too disrespectful, and FIFA has banned it. You see, FIFA hates showboating during matches, and the rainbow flick happens to be an act of showboating. The rainbow flick is one of the many skills in football, and it takes a good level of practice to master this skill. But it's sad all the work put into mastering this skill might not yield anything. Why is that so? Well, the rainbow skill has been banned, and when done by a player, it attracts a yellow card. This is something Neymar knows very well. This is where we draw the curtains today. Before moving on, please do subscribe to the channel and watch the video on the screen. All right, share your thoughts in the comment section below, and we'll see you soon.